Hi there, Mirka. It's me, your interim Presidente, Trista, as well as your interim House Speaker and interim chef here in Pima County, Tucson, Arizona. And check this out. Today I've got a Congress Ready Resolution number 112 with Rule 9, immediate votes, as your interim House Speaker. Here we go. Demanding en masse resignation of the entire Congress and federal government for criminal negligence, ordering emergency snap elections with international observation in the House of Representatives, introduced by interim House Speaker Trista DeGenova, effective immediately upon adoption. Whereas the Constitution of the United States vests all political power in the people, and government officials are fiduciaries charged with protecting life, liberty, and due process. Whereas the Congress of the United States and the executive branch have engaged in criminal negligence of historic proportions, standing idly by while Americans were subjected to persecution, disappearance, mass detention, and extrajudicial punishment. Whereas the American people have been forced to witness on live television the removal of neighbors, families, and asylum seekers into prison camps, torture facilities, and sites of extraordinary rendition, including detention on U.S. soil and abroad, alligator Auschwitz it should be called. Whereas state-sponsored cruelty, including collective punishment, indefinite detention, and forced removals, has been normalized through silence, complicity, and willful inaction. Whereas extraordinary rendition, secret detention, and prison camps are per se violations of the U.S. Constitution, federal law, and binding international treaties, whereas Congress failed to impeach, remove, defund, censure, or otherwise restrain officials who engaged in these acts, despite overwhelming evidence and public outcry, whereas such failure constitutes dereliction of duty, breach of oath, and criminal negligence, rendering the current governing institutions illegitimate, whereas the continued exercise of authority by officials who enabled or tolerated these acts presents an ongoing danger to public safety, democracy, and human rights, whereas legitimacy can only be restored through the immediate return of power to the people by a free, fair, and internationally monitored elections. Resolved that the House of Representatives hereby declares that the entire Congress, executive branch, and senior federal leadership have forfeited legitimacy through criminal negligence and breach of constitutional duty. Resolved that all members of Congress and senior federal officials are hereby called upon to resign en masse, effective immediately. Resolved that snap national elections shall be conducted no later than 30 days from adoption of this resolution. Resolved that all state governors and secretaries of state are hereby instructed to immediately commence emergency election preparations, including ballot access, voter protection measures, and emergency funding. Resolved that international election observers, including representatives from the United Nations Organization of American States, European Union, and allied democracies, shall be formally invited to oversee and certify said elections. Resolved that no individual currently holding federal office shall be eligible to stand as candidate in said snap elections unless cleared of complicity, negligence, or constitutional violations. There ain't none, by the way. Resolved that this resolution shall serve as formal notice that sovereignty has reverted to the people, pending restoration of legitimate governance. You're welcome, Marco.